Sit it, ta 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 ta, chicka 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 ta. Zoom ta 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 dum ta dum ta dum dum ta 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 dum ta dum ta dum dum ta 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 dum ta dum dum dum. It's Titan in the morning. Zibba dibba ta ta dum ta dum ta ta dum ta dum ta. Sibba dibba ta ta dum ta dum ta ta dum ta dum 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 dum. Sibba dibba da ta dum ta dum ta ta dum ta dum dum ta dum ta dum dum. Sibba dibba da ba boom 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 boom. Titan in the morning. Sibba dibba da dum ta dum ta. It's Titan in the morning. 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 Titan in the morning. Hi, my name is Titan Capri. I am a black gay man living with HIV and celebrating 20 years of thriving in my diagnosis. Titan in the Morning is an inclusive space for your morning wake up. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We come in and we say good morning because we love all the O's and R's and INGs. Then we grab our cups, put the topic in the cups, and then we sip. You will get a space and a place where you can be who you are just the way God made you, along with some breathwork breathing. And not to mention some movement with the Titan's groove, sitting ta-ta-ta-ta. So come on in to this inclusive, brave, and safe space where we like to say good morning to our village, tribe, gang, and chosen family. The place to be is right here with me. I will see you there. Good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Oh, yes. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I think the show has started. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'll get back with you. Mm-hmm. No, today is Thursday. Am I going to do a throwback Thursday? I don't know. I don't know. But I know today is Thursday. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little something. Okay? All right. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. The show has started. Let me go. Good morning. Hey, y'all. Good morning to you. Look, let me tell y'all something when you know a little something, when you know what's happening. Y'all know what we at. Y'all know what we doing. Hey, pumpkin buns. Good morning. Y'all tell a friend. Y'all tell somebody. Tell them to come on in, kick off their shoes and relax. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet, and party on down to the Titans beat. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, that's what we want to do this morning. Look, sometimes, y'all, sometimes. So now I don't know what. So some of y'all have said, look, let me just do this. Let me just do this. Hold on. Hey, Angela, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. The Titan phone already. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Angela. Good morning to you, Lucy Lou. Yes, the Titan phone was already busy doing a little something this morning, and that's what we're doing. And I know, y'all see it. Even though it's not cold outside, I got a little turtleneck on this morning. Uh-huh. Yes. That's what I got this morning. So that's what we gonna do. Now the thing is, y'all, so ever since they changed like I don't know why they changed it like this. I'm trying to figure out how I can minimize this frame. Like on Instagram, I am in your face. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to change that, which I don't know just yet. Okay. All right. Hey, Podbean. Good morning. Hey, TikTok. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good morning to you. Y'all come on in. Tippity tap the middle of that screen. Let me know that y'all are in. I got a goal today. Y'all see if y'all can help me out with the goal. YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, X. Y'all go on over and tell a friend. Come on in, check me out. See what's going on. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to make sure, y'all. I don't know what's happening. See, y'all, when you got new things happening, when you got new things going on, there's always going to be some issue or some problem. we're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through it. All right, y'all. So good morning to you this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hold on. Yes, I'm about to get it. I'm about look. Because I'm trying to figure out like what is going on, like what's happening this morning. But we good. Oh, of course, we good. We good. We good. We gonna let it be what it is, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue on because this split screen thing that's happening is really confusing me right now. And so I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna make sure, and then we're gonna go on this morning. All right, y'all. So I'm about to get into this morning and make sure. Let's see. Let's see here who we got. Okay, all right. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting to it. Hold on, hold on. What? All right, there we go. There we go. All right, we in here. We in here. So I'm gonna do what I do. Try to do what I do. I'm gonna try to scoot this screen back a little bit because I just feel like on Instagram I am in your mug. And I don't know why I'm so into it like that. However, but this is what we're gonna do this morning, right? This is what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna come back to you all and I'm gonna say it this morning. Good morning. This morning we are talking about disclosure. Disclosure is at your discretion. Y'all, see, y'all know I always have conversations with people. Hey, Denise, good morning. Love you as well. Love you as well. Good morning to you. Good morning. So I have these conversations with people, and sometimes they ask me for my expertise. They ask me for my thoughts, my concerns, things like that. And so just yesterday, I had a conversation with someone about disclosure. And so I'm trying to figure out like why do we always have this conversation around disclosure and people always seem to go to the negative, right? To the derogatory part of disclosure, meaning that so like myself, right? So I disclose all the time who I am, what I am and how I show up, okay? Hey Mississippi, good morning. Say greetings everyone. I always disclose who I am, but also my status and everything is on my social media. But you already know who I am. I'm a black gay man living with HIV and thriving, right, in my diagnosis for 20 years, right? Now, I'm not saying that I was thriving from day one. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in this moment and this time, I'm thriving. So here's my disclosure to you all. My disclosure is on my social media, right? Even though my disclosure is on my social media, I still disclose whenever I meet someone, whenever I come in contact with someone, and I think that we're going to be more than just ships passing in the night or anything like that. But here's the thing, my thought process is different because I've already expressed who I am here. Y'all with me? Does that make sense? So this group of people that it started off through text message first, right? And then it spilled over into us calling each other and doing an old school 3-way, 4-way type of call. We call somebody, hold on a second, we call somebody else, hold on a second, call somebody else. And so they wanted to talk about disclosure and why is it so important and why when you disclose is so important. Y'all with me this morning? Thank you so much, Pumpkin Buns. Yes, indeed. Y'all with me this morning? Now let me know. Let me know because if you feel okay, so I want to ask the question: what does disclosure mean to you? And when do you disclose? Right? So I want to open up the conversation before I tell you about the full conversation that I have with this group of people. I want to ask you the question, right? What does disclosure mean to you? And when should you disclose? And y'all know this is an open forum. Y'all come in, y'all tell us what you feel and how you feel. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go forward. Okay. Yes. Yes. The topic this morning is disclosure is at your discretion. So I'm asking you, whatever it is that you need to disclose, whether it be your status, your sexual preference, like all the things, like what is it, when, how do you disclose, number one, and then when is the right time to disclose. Exactly, exactly. A lot of times people will tell you what disclosure means to them, but then they won't disclose like that, right? And so a lot of times that's what happens. So I want you to make sure, like think about it in this aspect. You have something to disclose, whatever it may be. How do you do it, and when do you do it, right? What does disclosure mean to you? Because a lot of people will tell you that disclosure means this and that because that's what everybody's talking about out here in the world, right? But what exactly does it mean to you? That was my question to the group before I answered their questions. All right, all right. Disclosure is at your discretion. That's what we're talking about this morning. Y'all go ahead and show me some love, show me some hearts, show me some thumbs up. Tippity tip tap the middle of that screen. Let me know that y'all are in. And if y'all got a question or anything like that, let me know. Let's go forward with it. And yeah, y'all, I am big on this screen. And I don't understand why I'm so big, especially on um hmm. Yeah. I don't know. This is gonna bug me for a minute. This is gonna bug me just for a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, it's gonna bug me because I'm trying to figure out like why am I so big on this? And so I'm doing this new part of the streaming platform where you can stream vertically and you can stream in landscape. And so I decided to go ahead and do it for Instagram, and it looks like I'm just in the screen. I mean, in the screen. Okay, like I'm not even playing with y'all. Like how close I am in the screen right now, and it's just on Instagram, I think. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I'm glad I cleaned my face up pretty good this morning because, yeah, it looks like that I got a lot going on over here. All right, y'all. Okay, yes, I'm giving just a couple of minutes, just a couple of seconds here for some people to get in. I see comments coming in, so I'm gonna try to read them and make sure that we're good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Hey, and good morning. Good morning to you. Okay. Pumpkin Bun said, disclosure to me is only for those who you are able to trust. Not everyone deserves to know all of you. That part right there. That part right there. Yeah. Yeah, that part right there. That's something right there. Hold on, Pumpkin Buns. Let me make sure that I'm on top of this because I want to make sure that I'm logging these things. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Don't go nowhere from me. Hold on a second. We're gonna get into it this morning. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get into it, baby. Yes. Let's see. I thought that I did. Hold on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see what we got because, baby, we want to make sure that we are good. Hold on. Okay. Look, I don't know what I just did. I don't know what's happening here lately. Here lately, I've been trying to figure stuff out, and I have been not being able to get it to where it need to be. But we got it, okay? So I'm gonna go back to pumpkin bun. I'm logging some of this here so to make sure that we are on top of it this morning and making sure that we hold true to that. I was gonna do it via my online here, but let me tell you, what we gonna do. This is how we gonna do it. All right, y'all. I got it. I got it. Hold on. Yeah, stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. I got you. Exactly. Exactly. This is what we do at Titan in the morning. Okay, this is what we do. All right, so I want to read y'all a little something. I looked at this, and I want to read this here prior to me going through the comments, and then I'm going to log some of your comments so that we can talk about it, kind of sum it up at toward the end, right? Thank you so much, Pumpkin Buns, for all that you have done this morning, because you've been tapping quite a bit this morning. Thank you so much. Um, so disclosure is at your discretion, and I want to say this because disclosure is really important, right? So I'm going to speak on my HIV status. That's what I'm going to talk about this morning, because there was a lot of stigma and trauma surrounding my HIV status once I was diagnosed. And then how do I disclose? Do I disclose? When do I disclose? Is it safe for me? And all of those things. And y'all know we've talked about this before. But disclosing one's HIV status can bring up a lot of trauma, fear, and stigma. And those experiences vary a lot depending on a person's community, background, and support system, right? And so I want to talk about some of the traumas and stigmas around disclosing or disclosure, so that we can kind of be on the same page. Y'all with me this morning? Right? So there's this internalized stigma and self-stigma, right? Like, a lot of times that we internalize negative stereotypes, right? The shame, I did something wrong, the blame game, all of that, right? And so these are things that I experience, right? Y'all know I can't talk to y'all about anything that I haven't experienced. And so I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. This is not me just taking stuff out the air and trying to be like, oh, this is what I'm doing, da 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 da. No, this is some of the things that I experience, right? Okay. So number one, internalized stigma or self-stigma. You've been hearing all the things, all the years, you've been hearing all of that, right? And so with that, a lot of times you internalize it because you feel that you are the culprit, you're the villain, you're the one that did it, right? And then there's a shame and all of that stuff, right? I did something wrong. Not something happened to you, but I did something wrong. Y'all with me? All right. Next, and then this again, this is my list. This is my list, not anybody else. This is my list. Anticipated discrimination or fear of rejection. Y'all know that, which I don't know if y'all know, but in this world today, you say that you are HIV positive or living with HIV, or or you were like myself diagnosed with AIDS. People all of a sudden discriminate against you or reject you because of what you have, of what you've acquired, of what has been transmitted to you, right? And you anticipate the discrimination because this is what the world has told you. You anticipate the rejection because this is what the world has told you. They've taught you that because you're HIV positive or living with HIV, that you are not worthy of being just a human, right? And understanding, okay? That's number two. Number three, traumatic stress from disclosure regret. Have you ever, and this is in mine, and I told y'all about the story about me disclosing to someone and them actually putting my life in danger, right? Traumatic stress from disclosure regret. Now, I didn't say traumatic stress. That wasn't my thing, but disclosure regret, yes, right? You know how when you're looking up things and you're doing research and you're trying to find better ways to say things, this came up and I thought it was a cool way to say it. In a sense, traumatic stress from disclosure regret, right? And so I'm just going to break it down in layman terms. You regret sometimes that you disclose to somebody, especially because you don't know them from a can of paint. Like myself in that situation at that party, I had disclosure regret because I told somebody my status and I wasn't in a safe space. Not that I regret telling my status, not that I regret disclosing, but who I disclosed it to and where I disclosed it at will regret because I wasn't thinking about myself and my safety. Y'all with me this morning? Okay. Now my next one, I'm gonna do 5, and then we'll talk about some comments, because I see a lot of comments coming in, and then we'll talk about the next 5. But we're going to go with this 5 first. Loss of social support, right? And isolation. Y'all, once I was diagnosed with AIDS, even my own community, my own LGBTQIA plus community isolated me, right? It was an unspoken word. It was an unspoken thing. People were saying, no, I look good, so there's nothing wrong with me. I'm clean, so there's nothing wrong with me, right? Like I don't do that, you know, blah, 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 blah. But they were walking in the same shoes that I was just diagnosed in, right? Some of them believed that they were functioning, right? But you could tell that something was wrong. You could tell that things were not right. You with me? And so with that being said, I think a lot of times we don't disclose because we don't want to be isolated. We don't want our peoples not to deal with us anymore, right? We don't want to do that. And so a lot of times that's what happens. And the last one here, number 5, I'm going to say 5, and then I'm going to go to the comments, and then I'm going to come back. Trauma from visible stigma, right? Now, y'all, this is what it is, right? For those whose illness is visible, there's trauma surrounding that. I had lost a lot of weight. I got sick. I mean, my skin turned dark. I was ashy. Like things were happening to me, but I was trying my best, right? Not to like tell anybody. I was hiding out. I was doing this. I still had to go to work. I still had to do. So trauma from visible stigma, meaning they can see that you're sick, physical symptoms. And it can become much harder to conceal because they can see it on you. Like I was talking about the individual that I just mentioned. Some people think that they are out here doing it, and it's really all over their face or their bodies, right? I remember my doctor said to me just recently, I went into the eye doctor. I mean, the eye doctor, we real cool and we talk and da 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 da. The eye doctor said, Titan, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm good. She said, you look tired. This was right before I got sick, right? And so a lot of times we think that people can't see it. We think that we hide it well, but it's always in your eyes. It's always your body will tell you or will show you, right, if you are there, right? And so with that, a lot of times we don't truly understand where we are and what we need to do, okay? All right, so let me go to the comments because I see a lot of comments in here. I'm going to go back to Pumpkin Bun's comment saying, disclosure to me is only for those who you are able to trust. Not everyone deserves to know all of you. And I believe that that is true to a certain extent, because a lot of times what will happen, and I'm not questioning what Pumpkin Bun stated, I'm saying a lot of times what will happen is that visible, right, will be there, and then people will be like, oh, well, what's going on with you? Well, don't eat after them, or don't do da. Something ain't right. You know what I mean? And so back in the day, I had this friend that kept saying that they were okay, but they were just coughing all the time. Just coughing. And I'm not saying that that is an indication of something, right, other than just you being sick. But it was early on that they were coughing a lot, and then they found out later on that they were someone living with HIV. Well, actually, that they were diagnosed with having AIDS, right, which is a latter stage of HIV. And so they was like, if I would have paid attention to this cough early on, I'd have probably been okay. You know what I mean? And so I don't know that to be true. I'm not saying that that's what that is, but that's what their experience was. Okay. All right. Angela said, on a need to know basis, if someone is going through and if I empathize with them, it's helpful to disclose so they'll know they're not alone. Indeed. A lot of times when I meet people and talk to people, I will disclose to them if they don't know me. Even if they do, I will disclose my status and things like that, right? I will tell them, just like I met somebody that was interested in me, and we sat down and had lunch, and I told them right off the back that I was someone living with HIV, right? All the things. I'm a veteran, I'm all of the things. So I disclose on many levels, but I had to do that in that, right? And it is on a need to know basis. Some people don't need to know my status because I'm not dealing with them. I'm not personally dealing with them. But again, y'all, I'm a little different because my status is on all my social media. So that's a little different. Thank you for your comment, Angela. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. The King HNIC said, good morning. Hey, good morning, King. Good morning to you. Good morning. All right, let's see. Okay, good morning. Okay. What we sipping this morning, fixing to get me some blueberry stress tea. So I am sipping on some agua and I'm sipping on me. So this coffee this morning, pumpkin buns, this coffee this morning. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Look like I had a little something right here. Yeah, I did it. I did it on live. I sure did. Because it was bothering me. I didn't know what it was. So this morning I got a little pumpkin spice, pumpkin buns. Look at that. Pumpkin spice, pumpkin buns. I got a little pumpkin spice in my cup. Hold on. Mm, 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 Wait a minute. Mm. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Oh, that kicked it a little bit. Okay. Much love, Titan. Thank you so much. Hey, Dave. Good morning. You know I love all those O's and R's and INGs, you know. Good morning to you. Dave said, it's so sad how people can be so damn cruel. Indeed. Indeed. So sad how they can be so cruel. And a lot of times people really think that they're doing what's best. Like they're telling you, you got to disclose right now. You got to tell me right now. But you don't know what somebody has been through. You don't know what has happened to somebody. So you got to really be careful with what you're expecting, what you are mandating, because some people are not in that mode. I tell people all the time, my disclosure is at my discretion, but my disclosure is not your disclosure. You understand what I'm saying? Like you got your own time and your own space when you do what you need to do. Hey Marco, good morning. Marco said, I need a cup. Marco, you know I got you one. You let me know. You let me know. Now, if you want to help a brother out, all you got to do is go on to my shop and you can grab you more than one. But you know, Marco, I got you. So I put it in the comments there. But you know I got you. You know I got you. Okay? Yes, indeed. All right, let's see. We want to be able to trust people, but not everyone has your best interest. And that's true, Pumpkin Buns, because y'all know the story that I told y'all about me telling the guy at the party when I was first diagnosed. I was trying to protect him because in my mind, I didn't want to do this to nobody else, right? I didn't want to have anybody else suffer. Yeah, I suffered for quite some time, right? Before I went to the doctor, before I got sick. I was sick for like, January, February, March, April. Like I was sick for a couple of months. So anyway, but y'all remember, and I'll go back to the story. Give me a second. Hey, Keisha, good morning. Keisha said, good morning, Titan. Hey, Keisha, good. I love all those O's and R's and INGs. Hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. Queen said, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. I love it. And said HIV is no joke, people. I know for a fact, 5 years. Indeed. And Ann, thank you for disclosing, right, your status on that. A lot of times people don't know. Now, HIV is not something that you can see. HIV is not something that you can feel. But at a time when I was diagnosed, you could see it on me. I was sick. You could see what it was. And so there was a lot of stigma and trauma surrounding my diagnosis and me actually disclosing. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. Dave says, I don't care what the status is. Everyone needs love and respect and encouragement. Indeed. And a lot of times what we do, y'all, is that we are not I'm not concerned about your status like that, right? I think that your status is your status to tell when the time is right. When you feel that you're safe, you're encouraged, you're seen, and you're heard. However, a lot of times in the public eye, people are telling you after the deed is done, after you have been intimate with someone and things like that. And so we're not going to villainize telling your status. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is talk about how we can disclose, right? And when do we disclose? That's what we're going to do, okay? Okay, pumpkins and your flavor. Dave said facts. Let's see here. Dave said, shit, I want to order, but we are struggling just to make it. So hopefully soon I can order. Indeed, Dave. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because, baby, the life is real right now. I am freaking loving the glasses and pony locks, okay? We're besties for Resties twin. Okay, hey, Bree. Indeed. Good morning. Sandra said, good morning, Titan. Good morning. Yes, we are talking about disclosure is at your discretion. Disclosure is at your discretion. Yes, indeed. And we're going to talk through it. Hey, Drew, good morning over on Podbean. Good morning. Good morning to you. Bree said exactly. Timing for disclosure is important. Think about Freddie Mercury. He couldn't he couldn't disclose because it was so volatile. And that is so true, Pumpkin Buns, because I'm the same way. When I disclosed at that party with that gentleman, trying to protect him, not thinking about myself, I believe that if I would have stayed at that party, if I wouldn't have escaped and did the things that I did, like, right, I don't know what I would have been right now, right? I don't know where I would have been. And so with that being said, a lot of times we don't necessarily understand that. Okay. Hey, good morning, Kenrich Charles. Okay, good morning, brother Capri. HIV looks like you and me. Okay, come through. Look, I was trying to read it, y'all. I'm trying to make sure. Look, and you know these glasses don't have no lenses, so I don't even know why I'm not able to see that. But hey, good morning to you. Good morning. A lot of times what we don't know, and thank you for that, Ken. I appreciate you on that. A lot of times people do not, it's not what it was 20 years ago, right? It's not what it was 20 years ago. And so even though it's not what it was 20 years ago, it is still something. There's still stigma. There's still trauma surrounding your diagnosis, surrounding your disclosure, surrounding doing what you need to do. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much. Y'all be sitting up here trying to get me to smile a whole lot. Hold on. I'm gonna pop this. I'm gonna pop this because y'all got me over here cheesing like a Chester cat. Yes. Yes. Whew. Hold on. I know I put this turtleneck on and it's not cold outside, but there's a little Arctic wind in here. So we just gonna pump it up just a little bit. That's what we gonna do. Okay, look, that's what we gonna do. All right, y'all. So look. But here's the thing. So I want to continue down the comments over here. Yes, and some things are easier to disclose. Some people can disclose and not be a problem. Y'all, I'm telling you, for years I was not disclosing because of what happened to me in the beginning. I didn't care what nobody said. But in that, right, in me not disclosing, in me having that experience, I took myself out of the equation. I wasn't shooting my shot. Nobody was trying, well, people were trying to talk to me, but I was like, no. And then, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something that's even more. Hold on. Why is my hair like this? Oh, okay. There we go. Something that even more is that I was sabotaging anybody that was trying to talk to me. I was sabotaging any type of relationship, right? Because I didn't want to go through me telling you, me disclosing my status, right? I didn't want to go through that. So I took myself out of the equation. I stopped going places. I stopped returning calls when people were trying to holler at me, when people were trying to be around me. And then a lot of times people spoke on HIV and my status, right? not knowing that I was living with HIV at the time, not knowing that I had been diagnosed with AIDS. And so me disclosing to them after hearing them talk about us in such a manner, that was not, yeah, that wasn't conducive to a safe space for me. So I just let it go. I just let it go. Thank you so much, Jazzy. Thank you so much. Marco talking about, I thought it was hot flashes. No, it ain't hot flashes, Marco. I got this doggone turtleneck on this morning. And yes, I chose to look at this blue. I like it. You know, I like it. I don't know. I like it. I like it. It clashes, not clashes, but it emphasizes my red. Yes, indeed. All right. So, Marco, whatever hot flashes. And if I am having them, then I'm having them. And if I'm having them, then you didn't have them as well. How about that? Okay. Pumpkin Bun says, like, I have autism and I let many know so they can know how to be around me. Indeed. Indeed. And y'all, so I am one of those people that my status is on my social media. So I always tell people, when I come into a room, I want you to know. But that took some time for me to get to. Like I said, 14 years. And then I started with my circle. I started with my family. I started with my village, my tribe, my gang, and my I started with them, telling them, because I had been standing in the midst of them for so long and they didn't know. And the majority of them cried because they felt as if it was something wrong with them, to the reason why I did not disclose to them. And I had to tell them that it's not you, right? And I know this will sound cliche, but this had everything to do with my experience after being diagnosed. Y'all with me? And a lot of times people didn't understand that. So it wasn't them. I was trying to protect them from not having to deal with this. I was trying to protect them with not having to get upset and be angry, because I had some friends, I had some chosen family that was ready to go fight. They was like, Titan, who, what, when, tell me, I'm going to be there. They're not going to do you like that. But I had to tell them. Right? I got to do this my way, because this is my experience. Thank you so much. This is my experience. And a couple of y'all are on here. I see y'all. I see y'all. Look, y'all are always trying to fight for somebody. And I'm thankful. I am thankful, right? But I had to deal with this on my own. So it took me 14 years. It took me 14 years to be okay with where I was, how I was. And then it took me 14 years to disclose to everyone. Those that knew me, right, that were around me 20 years ago, they knew. They knew something was wrong. But the majority of people did not. Because I kept it to myself. I took my medication in-house. I made sure that when I went to the doctor, I didn't go with people. Right? My best friend at the time really wanted to make sure that I was good. So they even went with me to my first group session, which that didn't work out too well for me, because that group session was, yeah. So yeah. And then Pumpkin Bun said, that is a different world in the scope of disclosure, not even considering what you are feeling or going through first. Indeed. Indeed. And says, every single day, it hurts both inside and out. And that's another thing too, Anna. Thank you for that. That's another thing too, because a lot of times when you are diagnosed with something, and you know that there was a chance, right? And y'all, I'm speaking very, very transparent here. There was a chance for you not to be someone living with HIV. There was a chance for you to not be someone diagnosed with AIDS. There was an opportunity for you to protect yourself. Y'all with me? It's a struggle. And I know y'all, we're having a discussion. I'm not saying that I'm down at the bottom of the barrel and I think that the world is, that's not what I'm saying. I'm being transparent in how I was feeling 20 years ago. Well, not even 20 years ago, because up until 14 years, right? Up until 14 years, I was not able to tell you all. I was not able to sit on here and say bada 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 bada. I wasn't able to do that. In the last 6 years, I have been very outspoken, very in your face, very loud and proud about who I am and what my status is. I've been loud about testing. I've been loud about resources. I've been loud about living with HIV. I've been loud about medication and all of the things that we have surrounding this because, y'all, for 14 years, I could say nothing. Because I experienced people talking about them and not knowing that I was living with it, sitting right on the side of them. People talking derogatory, nasty, evil things about people living with HIV, and I was at the back of the room and I could not come forward at that point. And I said to my God during my prayer and my meditation, God, if you get me out of this, if you bring me to the other side, I promise you, not on my watch. That was my promise. That was my promise. And from that day forward, I make sure that I'm disclosing, right? I make sure that any space and place that I curate, you are in a safe and brave space to where if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But y'all, it takes time. Disclosure is at your discretion, right? That's what we're going to stay on. Okay, Keisha talking about, yes, that's what I thought. Okay, we talk about me and disclosing, right? And okay, and Willie talking about, and I did. Keisha talking about, yes, we was ready to ride out. Baby, they always want to. Between Keisha and my three, Willie, baby, they always want to. And I have a couple of others. They're not on here this morning, but I have a couple of others that, baby, when I tell you, okay, I got to be like, calm down. What did they say? Like one time me and Keisha was talking and somebody came up. I'll never forget this. And Keisha, I don't know if you remember this, but somebody came up and was talking sideways about a situation or experience. And Keisha was like, you good? I felt like Whitney Houston and the Bodyguard. Hold on. Hold on, Keisha. They just expressing themselves. They not doing it towards me. Keisha was like, oh, okay. Because she was like, I'm ready to come out these shoes and act a fool. Okay. All right. And then when I disclosed to my three, Willie said, he snotted like Danny Glover. Y'all remember Danny Glover and what's her name? I did not know, y'all. And this is a little bit of transparency for me. I was telling my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family. And Willie is still part of my chosen family. But at the time, I was trying to express to everyone because I was getting ready to say out loud and in public, this is where I was. And yeah, Willie snotted like Danny Glover in the movie. Sure did. And I did not know. I did not know he didn't know. I thought he knew. I thought I had told him. And I didn't. Right? And I wish that in that moment, I could have been more in a space for him to understand what it was. But it was like I said it out loud because I thought that he knew. And I had not told him directly. So that's me being transparent, Willie. You know, me being transparent. And Willie got up, ran into the bathroom, and when I tell you, was crying. Because, and this is another thing as well, because when I disclosed to people, not saying just like to Willie, but other people were crying and they wanted to know, was I okay? Was I going to live? Was I going to be here? Right? And that's what happened. Like, so disclosure is at your discretion. Sometimes the disclosure is not a negative thing, but it can cause emotions to come up. people thinking that I'm gone, that I'm dead. And when I say that I'm 20 years in the game, right? People are like, what? Wait, what? And that I was only had 4 T cells and I was diagnosed with AIDS. And those were people that came to visit me in the hospital. Y'all, could you imagine me seeing you after I hadn't seen you in a while, laying in the bed, barely can move, and people are looking at you like you're already dead? And so I just didn't want to put that on anybody. And in that process, because I didn't want to put it on someone, I wind up not telling my 3 about my status and then telling him in front of other people because I was just talking matter-of-factly. And I cherish my relationship with my 3 because he's my brother from another, right? And I wanted to make sure that he understood. So since then, right, all those years ago, since then, we have been very transparent about where I am in my status, what I do, who I am, and all of the things. And he will check me from time to time, even though I don't like it, but he'll check me to make sure, right? How are you doing? What are your numbers? How are things going? And then be upset if I go through something and don't tell them, which I try not to do, right? But yes, it's those things. Just like Keisha talking about absolutely. I was like, where they at? Okay, always try to protect me. Look, I thank God for the protection. I thank God for the protection. Jazzy said, good morning, everyone. Hey, Jazzy, good morning. Good morning to you. Reposted regular viewer. Indeed, Jazzy. Thank you so much. Enhances. Lucy Lou said enhances. Sonia said, good morning. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for speaking about the virus. I love you. Love you much as well, Sonia. Let me go on and give you some hearts and all of that good stuff. Thank you for being in, and I appreciate you. You know I'm going to talk about it, okay? Come on, put me on the FYP. Put me on the FYP. Y'all tell the people, come on in, and let's see. I think once you love yourself, it gives you more confidence to walk in your truth. And I think that a lot of times we are diagnosed in such a traumatic way that we can't truly love ourselves in the moment. Y'all with me? And so I go back to my prayer and my meditation, right? Not on my watch, if I can help it. So that's when I made the decision, the choice, right? To put everything on my social media. And I had to tell my friends, right? My village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family, this is what I'm about to do. And I need for you to understand where I'm at. I don't want to drag you into this, right? But if you tell me now that this is not something that you want to do, then I will make sure that you are not a part of this. You with me? Luckily, everybody was like, nah, what? We going down like 4 flat tires. But I do respect those individuals. If they would have said, no, I don't want to be a part of this, I couldn't do nothing but respect them. At least they told me up front. They didn't wait until years down the road to say, hey, Titan, you know, I never did like that. I never did want to be that. Those that were close to me, let me clarify that. Those that I think that are part of my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family. Each person, each individual, right, lent something to me after I told them about my status, right? And so from that day forward, they have been down with me like 4 flat tires, and we're not going nowhere. So disclosure is at your discretion. I believe that you should disclose when you feel safe, when you feel seen, you feel heard and understood. That goes back into that safe space. And then I want you to disclose in a brave space where people might not agree with you, but they understand you and they're there to protect you in this. Because I want to guarantee you, if somebody is disclosing to you, you don't know the journey, the trip, how long it took them to get to this point, because it took me quite some time. Y'all with me this morning? Okay, y'all. Hold on. So, y'all, I'm going to, look, I'm going to raise this desk up. I'm gonna try to stand up so I can make sure, because I'm sitting down, and this what's the name chair is giving me the blues. So hold on, y'all. I'm going up. I'm going up. Yes, indeed. Look how look. We going up, baby. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get up. I have to rearrange myself, y'all. Make sure I'm good. Hold on. Whew. All right. Can we see? All right. Hold on. Let me do this. Y'all, I had to get up, so y'all bear with me. Whoa. Y'all bear with me. Okay? Bear with me. Let me move this over a little bit. Let me take it back. Take it back. Okay. Are we in now? Hold on. Yeah. I know y'all going through it with me this morning. That's what we're gonna do. All right, let me step back a little bit. Okay, can we see each other? Look, are we good? All right, y'all. So I'm going to stand up for a little bit because my legs, this bar stool, right? Let me show y'all what I'm talking about, because y'all don't want y'all to be saying tighten. Let me show y'all. So I love my bar stool, right? This is my bar stool. But look how this is. And y'all know I got a badonkadonk. Y'all know I got a badonkadonk. So I wanted to make that I stood up a little bit. All right, TikTok, I got y'all. Instagram, y'all still there? All right. YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, y'all still there? Okay, I got y'all. All right. Hey, Sir Mason, good morning. Hey, Jim with J, good morning. You know I love all those O's and R's and INGs. Not on my watch. That is such a powerful prayer and meditation. Indeed, Sir Mason. I had to be honest with my God during my meditation, during my prayers, that I couldn't believe they were being diagnosed and they didn't have anybody. And I'm going to tell you that I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I know that I needed to do it. I don't know if that makes sense, right? And so, Sir Mason, on that, right, I look back on it all those years ago and I say to myself, and myself say, for real, Titan? That's what you're doing? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. All right. Thank you for being in, Sir Mason. Hey, Jim with Jay. Good morning to you. All right. Hey, Stills over on Podbean. Good morning to you. All right, y'all. Let me do this. I got a couple of comments over here. Let me do this. And we're going to come back. Because, y'all, I'm standing up now. And I'm like, I want to sit down again. But I'm like, I don't know, right? Because that seat was weighing me low. Indeed. I might, after the commercial, I might come back and we might be good. All right. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Danny said, disclosing what? New followers, sorry. Oh, so Danny, we're just talking about disclosure. And I'm sorry, I may be a little bit behind. I hope you're still on, Danny. We're talking about disclosure is at your discretion. But we're talking about, I'm speaking on my disclosure, my disclosure of my HIV status. My disclosure of me being a Black gay man who's living with HIV. Just disclosure all the way around, right? But in particular, I'm talking about disclosure of my HIV status. That's what I'm talking about this morning. But we're talking about disclosure of whatever it is at your discretion, okay? That's what we're talking about. Hold on. I want to move this over. I'm going to move this over just a little. Yeah. And I think we should be good. And then also, too, Danny, welcome in. You stated that you were a new follower. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. All of that. Welcome to the family. Danny said, loving the blue and red combo on you. Going to spam you with likes. Indeed, and you should, Danny. Spam me with likes, because I just said I love the blue and then it sets off my red. You know what I mean? You know, that part. Okay, thank you so much. Pumpkin Bun said that makes a lot of sense. While disclosure is not for everyone, you got to think about your circle. Indeed. And so I really wanted to make sure, because these people were down in the gap for me. These people made sure that I was good. And I thought it was only right and fair to them, right? Because they're my loved ones, that I express to them who I am and what I am. You with me? And what I'm going through. And I've been transparent ever since, right? The King said, good morning, Positive King. Hey, King, good morning. Good morning to you. Pumpkin Bun says, circulation is important and chairs sometimes ain't it. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay, Ann said, that's me. Okay, look, let me tell you. Let me tell you, right there, we got to do what we got to do. All right, y'all, let's see. Where we at? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, Angela said, I also think it depends on where you are at the time. Being able to read the room and know it's safe. Everyone may not react the same to the truth. Angela? Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. That part. You got to read the room. Because remember, my story was I was at a party and this guy was trying to holler, right? And I thought that I was doing him a favor. I was protecting him. So I disclosed my HIV status. And it was brand new to me. And remember, the guy ran into the party and said that I was trying to kill him. Unalive him. Lord, they're going to get me. I know I'm going to get a strike. That I was trying to unalive him. But back then, that wasn't the word. You know what I mean? Unalive was not even a thing back then. Right? He ran into this party and said that. And Angela, you're right. You got to be able to read the room. I wasn't reading the room because I thought that I was doing what was best to protect him, not to protect myself. Y'all with me? So disclosure is at your discretion, whatever it may be, right? Disclosure of your status, disclosure of your sexual preference, disclosure of where you're from, what you're doing, disclosure of your diabetes, disclosure of your sickness, your ailment, disclosure of your nastiness or whatever it may be. It's at your discretion. And in my instance, I'm talking about this in my instance because I was trying to protect other people by disclosing instead of protecting myself. You with me? I was not back then, 20 years ago, I was not reading the room, Angela. I was not reading the room. Because society told me that I was bad, I was nasty, I was wrong for what I am, for what I'm living with. And so therefore, I wanted to protect other people. I wanted to protect other people. And I wasn't thinking of protecting myself. Thank you for the comment, Angela. Hey, beautifully embellished. Hey, good morning. Good morning to you. I ain't seen you in a while. I need to lay eyes on you. I got some things coming up in the new year, beautifully embellished, and yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get back. We're gonna do some work. Okay, yes, indeed. Okay. Keisha said you didn't know that you had to read a room. Okay. I didn't know it because everybody has said, everybody was like, no, you got to tell the truth. You got to do this. You need to say this, blah, 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 blah. And just like for my trans sisters and brothers, people of trans experience, I was experiencing the same thing standing on the side of them because people were saying, you shouldn't be faking the funk. You shouldn't be playing with people's emotions and stuff like that. And I was like, so I'm watching what they're going through and I'm saying, okay, so, and then I talked to someone, very much so, that I still, it's part of my family. I always have been. We both share the same last name. Alanis Capri, we were talking one day about just being who we are and having to disclose. And I was just like, I don't know. And she said to me, be careful. That's what she said to me, be careful. Because not everybody is going to take your disclosure and be able to reciprocate it, like be able to understand and be empathetic and sympathetic to you. Now, I don't know if she said it just like that, but you know, me and her, when we talk, we talk. So, but she was just saying that. And just recently, I saw Alanis at USCHA. And Alanis said to me, she said, Titan, she said, she said, I love what you're doing. I love doing this. She said, but I do worry about you because I know that you lead with your emotions and things like that. And part of me was like, girl, I don't lead with no emotions. You know, but she's right. She's right. So what I had to do was make sure that when I disclose that I am reading the room, as Angela stated, I'm in a safe space, brave space, like I have always tried to curate. But also, I have to understand that disclosure is at your discretion. I don't have to tell you anything. If I choose to tell you, that's something different. Y'all with me? Because I don't care what nobody say. My safety comes first. I'm not going to play with you. Boom, pow, pow, bang, bang. We're not going to do that. Okay. Hey, low-key lion. Good morning. Hey, G-son. Good morning to you. Good morning. You know I love all those O's and R's and INGs. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yes, indeed. Okay. He said, girl, I don't lead with emotions. With all that emotion. Come on, Titan. Look, let me tell you. Because y'all know I can wear my emotions on my sleeve. I don't do it so much now because I understand where I'm at, right? But y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, back in my 20s and going into my 30s, baby, let me say this to you. Hold on. Hallelujah. Salvation and glory, honor and power. Let me tell y'all something. We're going to thank God for favor. Because there was a time, you can ask my mama, 10 toes down, baby. Ask my mama. There was a time, all you had to do was say, mama, my mama. And we would have rearranged all the furniture in this house. We will rearrange the furniture on the bus. We will rearrange y'all know what I'm talking about when I say rearrange furniture, right? There was a time that I was going to fight, right? And I'm not saying just because I'm LGBTQIA plus or I'm in the community that I've always been a fighter, right? Because people have tried to tell me who I was and what I was and where I needed to be. So I was always fighting, right? For my right to be seen and heard and understood. I didn't know it back then, but all that fighting was going to transfer into my advocacy, right? And make sure that I was good. So yeah, back in the day, I want to thank God for favor because there was a time that my mama would have said, and she on here, no, she gonna understand this. My mama would have said, well, if you can't beat them, pick up something until the white meat show. I'm going to leave it like that, right? So I was always fighting. You didn't come, for one, number one, you didn't play that game. Baby, what? Oh, you gonna fight. You gonna fight. Ain't nobody gonna tell you this or that. Y'all can call it hood or whatever y'all want to call it. But I was not one to go home and say that I got my tail whooped. Especially because I didn't do anything, right? And so in my 20s, I was always about that. After I left the military, I was still a little on edge, right? Ready to box at the drop of a dime. And then even after I was diagnosed with AIDS, I was really on edge. You with me? And so I want to tell you again, disclosure is at your discretion. It's at your discretion. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm going to read a couple of comments. Hey, nephew. Good morning. Good morning to you. I'm going to read a couple of comments. We're going to go to commercial. I'm going to come back and take my HIV medication with you. And that's what we're going to do this morning. Y'all with me this morning? All right. So let's see. Angela said, yeah, everybody don't need to know how much I hang from the chandeliers. Okay. Chandelier. Yes. Everybody don't need to know. Everybody don't need to know. Hold on, wait. Ring, 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 ring. Hello. Oh, yes. Angela hang from chandeliers. I know. She just said it on. Girl. And yeah, we probably need to go over to Angela's because if she hanging from chandeliers, baby, that's a good old chandelier. Okay. I know. That's what I said. That's what I said. Wait. Wait. Hey, Angela. Okay. Keisha said, yes, protection. I talk to my trans niece all of the times. She has all the time. She has been on the scary end if a couple of in a couple of situations. I got you, Keisha. Let me reread that. Yes, protection. I talk to my trans niece all the time. She has been on the scary end in a couple of situations. And yes, and y'all, and so here's the thing. I'm not taking anything away from my trans sisters and brothers or people of trans experience because I'm not someone of trans experience. However, my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family is made up of people of trans experience, my trans sisters and brothers, right? And so I experience what they experience, not to the level that they experience, but because I'm in the same space and experience at the time, right? Now, y'all know I go hard in the paint. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, do what y'all want to do, but you come over here effing with my trans sisters and brothers and my people of trans experience, oh, we gonna have it. We gonna, just like Keisha said, well, we gonna have it. We're not gonna play that game. These are my sisters and brothers. These are my family members from another mother. These are people, my chosen family. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to, no. That's not what we do. So any space that I curate, right, I want to be brave and safe. Now, can I protect you from every single thing out there in this world? No, I cannot. But let me say this. Let me say this. You know you're not coming to a tight Capri experience and it's going to be all of that. I will fight you. I will fight. And probably I'll fight you quicker than my trans sister or brother will fight you. I will fight you quicker than the person of trans experience will fight you because I already know. So I'm going to tell y'all something. We're going to commercial, but I'm going to tell y'all this. I was talking to someone of the LGBTQIA plus community, and they were talking about people of trans experience. My own community was talking about people of trans experience. And they said that they are not right in fooling people and making people think that they are something that they're not. And I said, you're gay. You're a part of this community. Do you really think that? Now, their vantage point was not my vantage point, right? Their vantage point was not my vantage point because I was able to be around my trans sisters and brothers. I came up in the entertainment, doing shows and being backstage, hearing the stories and understanding. But also, too, I can't tell you that Atlantis Capri was right on my side. We are both part of the House of Capri. She's the mother of the House of Capri. We've been down since the 90s, right? And I have been there with her through a lot of things that have happened in this world and some of her transition. And so a lot of times, just like Michelle is on, hey, Michelle, she said, hey, Bacon. Oh, look, you know what? Michelle, I'm going to see you because I'm coming to Austin on the 30th through the 3rd. So I'm going to have to see you. But Michelle is someone, she's my sister, right? And she's someone of trans experience or a trans female, right? And so I know the struggle because we've had these conversations. So going back to this individual that's in the community that was talking about people of trans experience or my trans sisters and brothers, they said that they shouldn't do that. And I said, I think you need to come with me and be around my family. You're part of my family in this community, and they are part of my family in this community. I need you to be around them and understand who they are and what they are, and stop making assumptions because this is what the social media is saying. This is what's happening. This person hung out with me over the weekend, over the weekend, this particular weekend, and I introduced them to quite a few trans sisters and brothers of mine, and also people of trans experience. Right? After that weekend, probably about a week later, they said, you know what, Titan? I had so much fun. I'm even following them on social media now. I see them out and I talk to them and things like that. And I said, that's what that is. Y'all, I'm not going to say that there's not good and bad people in the world. But just because you're someone of trans experience, just because you're a trans sister or brother of mine, that doesn't make you a bad person. The same way that disclosing, right, my HIV status, and I'm not saying it's the exact same, y'all, on the same level, but what I'm saying, this disclosure piece that we're talking about, right? Everybody thought that I was horrible, I was bad because I'm someone living with HIV. The crazy part is you don't know what happened to me. Why am I here now? Right? How did I get here? You don't know that. And I don't expect you to know, right? I don't expect you to know. But what I do expect, or what I would like to have happen, is you show me the same respect that I show you. But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not telling nobody to disclose if they're not ready. I'm not telling nobody you need to disclose right now, this very day, because this is what you need to do. No. Disclosure is at your discretion. And I learned that the hard way. Running for my life. People jumping. Setting me up. Because I can't control where I'm at right now, in the sense of something happened to me. I didn't go out looking for it. I didn't ask for it. Regardless of what community I'm a part of. Something happened to me, and now here I am. So what do I do? What do I do? Do I live? Or do I go under a rock and just pray that every now and then somebody lifts the rock up and give me a little sunlight? Y'all know I don't do too good in the dark. Okay. Okay. That part. Look, y'all. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and go to commercial. When I come back, we're going to take our medication and we're going to do what we need to do. And then we're going to close out. Okay. Y'all with me this morning? I know. Thank y'all for staying with me. Thank y'all for staying with me. Y'all are awesome. Okay. Y'all are awesome. Yes, indeed. So let me say that somebody said that no, you're not comparing yourself to a trans person. That's not what I'm doing. See, y'all, I think, I gotta scratch my wig. Oh, and to be honest, this is coming out of my scalp. I just say wig. Anyways, so y'all, here's the thing. I don't claim to know everything about a person of trans experience. I don't claim to know what they're going through and how they are. I said that I have been in close proximity. I have been on the side of my trans sisters and brothers, and I know their plight and I know their fight. I do what I do as an ally. I'm an ally, right? But here's the thing. Just like I said, my family, my chosen family, those are my sisters and brothers. And I may not like some people, something, but that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about my experience. Now, I'm talking about years ago. And even now, there are still people in this world and online that say that you should disclose. You should not be keeping a secret, but you're not keeping a secret. You're just trying to live your life and be who you are. Everybody else get the opportunity and the chance to be who they are and live their lives, but you can't do the same. So no, I'm not speaking for them, right? I'm not speaking for them. What I'm doing is I'm in solidarity with them. I'm in this fight with them. And yes, sometimes there may not be a person of trans experience in the building, but we're going to always welcome them in. We're going to always bring in that. Just like I said with Atlantis Capri, I don't have any problems with anybody doing anything or saying what they saying or being that. But watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. I don't have any problem with Michelle, doing what Michelle does and being all of that, right? But Michelle know, baby, me and Michelle have been hanging out and been around. And baby, I've been Michelle. What do you say? What do you say? And she'd be like, just calm down. Okay, we say this thing that we say all the time, right, Michelle? Cheese and rice. Cheese and rice. Baby, I am protected. That I am an ally. I'm going to always stand. And I question. And I question. Now, some of my trans sisters and brothers have told me that I may question one too many times, but I'm always about that. All of my circle, my chosen family, they know my trans sisters and brothers. And my trans sisters and brothers know my chosen family. Like Willie, they know them. Michelle, Angela on here, Queen on here. I didn't introduce Queen to everybody. This is what we do. This is what we do. Right? We make sure. I curate brave and safe spaces. That's what I do. And I still say that disclosure is at your discretion. Keisha said, we sure ain't playing with say not. And we not. Hey, Amber Leroy David, good morning. Amber says, this is a very broad spectrum from us transvestites to post-op. This is a multi-layer spectrum. Indeed it is. And I do believe that, and I'm glad you brought that up, Amber. I do believe that you deserve respect. I do believe you deserve safety. I do believe that you deserve to be in the space, whatever part of the spectrum you're on. Right? So a lot of us have been around people of trans experience or trans sisters and brothers during their transition. So this is not a one look, right? This is a spectrum. I saw you here and I saw you transition, but I also was there with you going through the things when you were transitioning. A lot of times I was there holding your hand, holding your head in my lap, giving you a hug, things like that, out there fighting for you, ready to scrap with an individual through your transition. So I'm not going to take anything from you on that. That's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for, right, is to be that ally, is to be that person, right? To say, hey, whatever part of the spectrum you are on, period. Period. Y'all with me this morning? Thank you for the comment, Amber. I appreciate that. Because a lot of people won't even speak like that here now because of the words and, oh, well, this is not right. No, this is my reality. This is where I've been. This is what I've seen happen. I've been to the candlelight vigils. I've been to the memorials. I've been to the funerals. And at one point, it was happening every week. People tell you that you should disclose right off the bat. Disclosure is at your discretion. I want you to be safe. Although you're being brave, I want you to be safe. And your safety is A1. Your safety. Yours. Not mine, not theirs, yours. Am I good there? And if I'm good, then let me go ahead and go forward. And then some people think outing you. Some people think that disclosing for you because you're not ready. They want to push you out there and make sure that you're good. The heck? You don't love me. You're not thinking of my safety. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's go to it. Let's do it. And I'm going to go to commercial real quick and then we'll be back. Then I'm going to take my medication with you all, and then we're going to end the broadcast this morning. No, I love y'all too. Thank y'all so much. Look, y'all, you know, sometimes it's hard for I like to talk about real things. Like I like when conversations happen and I'm able to go ahead and speak on them, because a lot of times we are suffering in silence. Like a lot of times we are doing this real time and it's not easy. And so I want to always honor that space and bring that into the room. Some people say, oh, well, Ty, do you just select your topics? Sometimes I'm talking to somebody and they'll say something, or we'll have a discussion, or there's a conversation. I say, you know what? That's what my topic is going to be. That's what my topic is going to be. Y'all with me? All right, y'all, let's go to this commercial and we'll be right back. Okay? I'll be right back.
Please join host Titan Capri for Titan in the Morning on Bulletin Flight Radio. Your story, our station. It's Titan Capri, and I would love to introduce you to the Titan Capri Experience merch. Have you been over to my shop to see all the wonderful items that I have for you? Let me tell you, I have the Titan in the Morning mugs, socks, tote bags, candles, and t-shirts. I even have a Titan Capri Experience insulated 40-ounce travel mug. Yes, I did say 40 ounces. So hop on over and check out all the goodies that I have for you. Also, if clicking the link is not for you, you can scan the QR code and it will take you to my TikTok shop where you can do all the shopping that you would love to do. Go on over and check me out. For the link, the QR code, but either way, it will take you to the destination, which is my Titan Capri Experience shop. See you there.
Hey. I'm back. All right, y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close this out and make sure that we are good. But this is what I want you to do. So what I decided to do here on Titan in the Morning is to take my HIV medication with you on the live, right? And so I'm taking 3 types of medication. So I'm taking my HIV medication, which is 2 pills. I'm taking my diabetes medication, and I'm also taking my vitamin D medication as well, right? Now, we do know that everybody has, not everybody, but people have ailments and things like that. And so what I want to do is offer to remove the stigma and the trauma surrounding taking your medication. So I opt to do this with you all on the live so that we can go ahead and and have that, right? I hope that everybody is get your medication. I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds to get it, and then I want you to go ahead and Yeah, let's take the medication on live, right? That's what we're gonna do today. Okay. Now I got my agua, I got my H2O, I got my water. Y'all with me? So y'all know I like a couple of cubes in my water, right? I like a little cold water. Now some people say that you're not supposed to take medication with cold water. However, y'all can find this at my shop, okay? Go into my shop and get you a 40 ounce. So, anyways, what I like to do is wet my whistle, right? So I'm gonna hold my 40 ounce right here with y'all. Cause I don't want to just be all in y'all face. 40 ounce on my shop. 40 ounce on my shop. 40 ounce on my shop. Okay, I'm sorry. So I like to have a couple of cubes in the water, right? Now I don't want it definitely cold, but I do want it cold enough for me to wet my whistle because that's what I like. Now, for those of you who like room temperature water, y'all go right ahead, do that. Now they do say that room temperature water is best for taking medication, but y'all, each his own. Each his own. Hold on, let me see what we have here. I told you. I told you. So here we go. So here we go with this live restrictions. This may be, hold on. So I don't know, hold on. No, this is not, y'all, this gets on my nerves. Okay, look, see, this gets me. Tell viewers that this live promotes a brand, product, or service. You could be representing yourself or collaborating with another brand. Here we go, y'all. You know what? See, this is what gets me. So y'all know we do this in real time. So a lot of things. So I have a TikTok shop, right? And I'm always so they want you to promote your TikTok shop, but then you can't say certain things about your brand, about this. You're showing the product like it's ridiculous. So, anyways, whew, I'm almost done, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Cake says, I know, right? I know. So I'm just like, wait a minute. So Pumpkin says vitamin D is key. I'm that person who loves room temperature water. Okay, come through. Kate said, just join. What's good? Kate, we in here talking about disclosure is at your discretion, and we're talking about disclosing. When is it appropriate to disclose, and how do you disclose? Okay. Pumpkin Bun said it's a little late for live restrictions. I know, but the restriction is because I just showed my product. Crazy. Love your look. You are committed to yourself. Indeed. Well, thank you so much, Kate. Good morning. Welcome in. Hey, Shanita Vital Davis. She says, I needed to hear this. Indeed, cousin. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead on and do this because, y'all, let me tell you. You have a shop. You can't even do your own things. So now it's telling me I got 2 restrictions. Let's see what the restrictions are. My visibility is restricted, and I'm restricted from some audiences. Y'all, this is the reason why you don't want to do these things sometimes. Because so they want you to promote, they want you to do all of the things, but then they don't want you to promote in a certain way. Like you can't do what you want to do with your own things. So they're going to restrict me for 10 minutes. You do all this work to have a platform, and it's not your platform, and I get it. But you do all this work to have your platform and to do what you do, and then they put restrictions on you for doing what you do, right? I don't, my thing is, I think that a lot of times people don't understand is that you do the work and then they want to restrict you, just like they will block you, just like they will cut you off if somebody reports you not getting anything right. But it's this thing that they want to do that restricts you, right? Now here's the thing. I'm about to take the medication. I'm not stressing about it, but I want to be real with you all about this. A lot of times when you do these things and they restrict you, as if they are giving you a slap on the hand, right? They're reprimanding you, because if they're going to restrict me for 10 minutes, 10 minutes, they're going to restrict me and restrict me from services and audiences. Y'all don't know if that's money for me. Y'all don't know if that's followers. Y'all don't know if that's like. But then you have people on here that are doing things 10 times worse than you are, and they are on here getting all of the gifts and the likes and all of that, but you don't do them the same way. Anyways, y'all, let's go. All right, so what I like to do is wet my whistle, right? And then take my medication. So I take 2 pills for my HIV medication, and one of the pills is kind of big. So I take that, and so I always wet my whistle first. And then I take my medication. Somebody asked on last episode, they was like, what do you mean wet your whistle? This is what the old folks used to say, wet your whistle. Put a little water in your mouth, okay? Okay? Now, I'm going to take the rest of it, okay? Y'all with me this morning? Y'all got it? Y'all got y'all bit? Okay, all right, here we go. Now, I don't know why I always do that, but yeah, there used to be a time when I was in the military, and we would take our medication, and they would ask to see our tongue. Or like when you were younger, when you go to the doctor, and the doctor would say, take your medication, and you take your medication, you stick your tongue out and make sure that it went down. Y'all ever been in the hospital or anything like that? Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to see if y'all were doing the same thing. Okay. But look, here we are today. Today we're talking about disclosure is at your discretion. Okay. And so what I want to do is bring into the space, I want to leave y'all with a couple of things that I think that is good to think about when you're disclosing. We've already talked about it, but I want to talk about what you can do when you're disclosing and what does that look like. Okay. All right. So a couple of things that I want to say to you all, and this is me. This is me. All right. Before anybody get all, get their panties in a bunch, this is me. Okay. Or your drawers or whatever it is you're wearing. Keisha said, just tell us where else to go see you if they want to restrict you. Okay. Because I'm gonna have to do a little something. Okay. Vale said, you're amazing. Thank you so much, Vale. Indeed. And Keisha, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. But we right now we're gonna deal with this. But we good. All right. So here's a couple of things that I want to say to you all. I think you should plan. Okay, so here's some tips, or here's some things that I took into consideration when I got ready to disclose, or when I started to disclose my status and other things. Disclosure. Plan your disclosure strategically. Starting with someone likely to be supportive, somebody that can help build your confidence, and somebody that can give you social support. Plan your disclosure. And I know somebody's probably saying, Titan, I don't want to have to plan. Like, why am I planning? Planning, right? So I have this theory, right? And I talk to my friends and stuff, and my best friends and my village, my tribe, about this all the time. I always plan to be comfortable. That's what I always do. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I plan to be comfortable. Y'all with me? And anything that I do, anything that I'm going to do, anything that I'm going to set forth on, I plan to be comfortable. What is it going to take for me to be comfortable in this thing that I'm about to do? You got to plan. You got to be strategic in who you tell and how you tell them. Period. Right? The second thing, while I'm planning to be comfortable, right, being strategic in this, use a support person. Use somebody that's in your corner. Use somebody that's ready to pop it up. Sometimes, I might not want to use Keisha or Willie because they be trying to fight all the time. I might not. But use somebody that's supportive. Right? Hey, Mr. Primerica. Good morning, Grand Rising family. Grand Rising to you as well. Good morning. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much. Okay, Pumpkin Bun said, Titan in his 20s was like grease popping out the pan. Yes, indeed. I was hot like a firecracker on the 4th of July. Let me tell you. Okay? Let me tell you. That was a time. That was a time. All right? So use a support person, right? Use an accountability partner. Somebody that's going to be there for you. Somebody that's going to take accountability, right? Somebody that's going to say, I got you. I got you. You go on out there. Whichever way it turns, I got you, right? Prepare emotionally. Prepare emotionally. Yeah, sometimes we got to do the work. Not sometimes, all the time we got to do the work. You might need to work with a peer support group. Work with a therapist, right? You got to be able to talk this thing through emotionally because your feelings are going to be involved. You with me? And then here's another thing. Know your rights. Know your rights. In certain states, and I'm going to just talk about my HIV disclosure. In certain states, there's outing, there's HIV criminalization, there's laws on the books that can charge you, right, for a felony. Like, there are things that can happen. So know your rights. Know what your rights are. Know where you are when you're disclosing, right? And know when you disclose what your rights are, right? And then after you disclose with someone, this is what I did with my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family. Follow up. Because not everybody's going to feel the same. Not everybody's going to see it the same way. Follow up. And I know you're saying, Titan, that's a lot. Like, why I got to do this? And why I got to do that? Because this is all for you. I wanted my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family to understand where I was and why I was there and what I was doing. So I had to follow up. I had to check in with them. We're doing this. I'm in this space now. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Right? And lastly, but definitely not least, self-care. Take care of yourself. Disclosure can be draining. Disclosure can be scary. Disclosure can make you feel some kind of way. Self-care, journaling, therapy, rest, doing what makes you happy. That's the self-care. Y'all with me? Self-care. Journaling, therapy, rest, doing things that make you happy. So I want you to plan. Use a support person. Prepare emotionally. Know your rights. Follow up. And definitely not, last but definitely not least, take care of yourself. Self-care. Self-care. And if you need an accountability partner, you need a support person, you need somebody that got you, y'all hit me up. Come talk to me. Come talk to me. All welcome. All welcome. All welcome. Vale said, I'm too old to care about what other people think, but I understand safe spaces are needed to disclose. Yes, you are the artist of your existence. Come through. Come through. That's what I'm talking about right there, Vale. Right, Vale? I'm too old to really care what other people think, but I do understand that I'm in certain spaces and places where I need to have a little decorum. I need to have a little quorum. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So thank you so much for that, Vale. I appreciate you. Carol said, I remember when you disclosed to me in Alaska. Yes, Carol, all those years ago. And baby, look, and Carol, you just mentioned Alaska. That was more than 20 years ago. So just think how in 20 years, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. But, and then I want to say thank you, Carol, for always being down with Titan. Yeah. Val said, learn to defend yourself and appreciate your tribe. Indeed. Indeed. Mr. Primerica said, King says, salute for sharing. Have to go, but I'll be back. Indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Primerica. I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you on that. And then Angela said, breathing. Yes, indeed. Breathing is important. Breathing is important. All right, y'all. So Angela said breathing. I know that Keisha said last episode we talked about breathing. So I want to do some breathing before we get out of here today. Because disclosure is a heavy topic. Disclosure is something that we all have to go through at some point in our lives. And so I want to make sure that we are all there, right? So I want to breathe with you all before we go today. Okay? Can we do that? Can y'all stay with me? So I want to breathe today. All right. So YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, X. I need y'all to show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love. TikTok, y'all tippity tap the middle of that screen. Let me know that y'all are in. Show me some gifts. Go over to my shop. But show me love. Y'all invite somebody in. Tell them to come on in, kick their shoes off, and do what they do. Y'all come on in and do what you do. Boop. Oh, Sookie. Wait a minute. Lucy Lou, wait a minute. Woo. So y'all, I want to breathe this morning before we get out of here. That's what I want to do. Because the microphone then popped out, okay? The microphone said they was tired of the phone popping out these last couple of episodes, so they need to pop out. Look, let me tell you. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. Yes, come on, come on. Y'all know the song. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. Whoa, 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 whoa. We can go on. Now, let me stop. Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead on and do it. So, this is what I like to do. Now, microphone, I'm going to have to move you back just a little bit because I got to move my hands. Ugh. Child, the children be acting up on this show. Anyway, so here's what what I want to do. I want to breathe this morning, right? And so what I normally would do is we take 3 breaths, right? So 3 breaths, and we believe that life is breath and breath is life. So we take these breaths, right? We breathe in, and then we blow it out. Now, here's the thing. This is what I want to say to you on this. This is how we do the breath, right? There's a couple of there's some instructions, okay, on how we do that. Okay. Vale said, take care, Corazon. Yes, I love when he called me Corazon. Yes. Hugs to you as well. Hugs to you as well. Top Notch said, good morning, my preciousness. Good morning. I told Harpo the other day, look out for boiling water when you touch it. It's not hot. Okay. Mama P love, you all stay blessed. Baby, look, she had sit up here and said to me, that's my mama, y'all. She sit up here and said to me, talking about boiling water. It's not hot. I said, Mom, the key word is boiling. What have you ever known to have boil in it and it ain't hot? Even a ball on your body is hot. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. Carol said, you're welcome, my friend. A true ride or die. Me and you, Luther and Sherilyn. Okay, look, Luther and Sherilyn. Yes, indeed. You know, I love some Luther, baby. Love. Yes. Yes, indeed, Carol. Love you. All right, y'all. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. But this is what we're going to do, right? So what I want to do is go ahead and take these 3 breaths. Now, on the first breath, I'm going to take the breath. I'm going to count it out and move my hands so that you can do the same, right, with that. The second breath, I'm not going to count it out, but I will still move my hands, right? And the third breath, I want you to take it in. And when you take it in, when you blow it out, I want you to make some noise, right? That way we let the universe know that we're in control, right? So I believe that breath is life and life is breath. I believe that in order for you to go throughout life and to be in this world and do things, that you must breathe, okay? Not your normal breathing that you have, but you must breathe deeply. You with me this morning? That's what we're going to do. So it's a 5 pace. It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Y'all with me this morning? All right. So y'all go ahead and plant your feet if you can. We're going to move these shoulders, right? And then we're going to think about the icon, which is Tina Turner. Y'all with me? Rolling, rolling on the river. And what we're going to do is we're going to move these shoulders to the back, and then we're going to open that chest up. And on the count of 3, we're going to take this deep breath. Y'all with me? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Blow it out. Now, y'all remember on the second breath, I'm not going to count, but I will move my hands. Y'all with me? Let's roll those shoulders. Rolling, rolling. I'm your private dancer. Dancer for money. Do what you want. Oh, I'm sorry. Roll those shoulders to the back and put that chest up. Y'all with me? On a count of 3, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, deep breath in. And all right, y'all. Y'all with me this morning? All right. Now, there should not be no tightness in the chest. Shouldn't be no craziness or nothing like that. Should be good. Okay? Y'all with me? All right. So here's what we're going to do. This is the third breath. I want y'all to move those shoulders, right? and go through. And then I want y'all to take those shoulders to the back, open that chest up. And remember, this breath we're going to take in. Think about that thing that you want to change. Think about the thing you couldn't do on yesterday. We're going to take this breath in, and then we're going to blow it out. And the way that we're going to blow it out, we're going to blow it to the furthest reaches of the universe or to the deepest part of the ocean. We're going to make some noise when we blow it out. That's to let the universe know that we're in control. We're in control. We got this thing. And you got some time before it come back to you. Y'all with me? All right, move the shoulders one more time. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Take the shoulders to the back. Open that chest up. Y'all with me? On the count of 3, deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And look, y'all, this is what I believe. I believe that if you do this, it doesn't matter how many times a day you do it, when you do it, how you do it. Now, you might not be able to do the loud, make some noise, but this is what I believe. I believe that you have the ability to reevaluate. You have the ability to change the atmosphere. You have the ability to have understanding. You have the ability to move in certain spaces and places if you just breathe. Breathe. Before you say something to somebody, breathe. Before you go off on something and do something, breathe. Before you make a decision on something, breathe. That's what I want you to do. Breathe. All right, y'all. So we're going to get out of here. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Now, here's the thing. Disclosure is at your discretion, right? Remember what I talked about. Remember how I said that there are certain things that you can actually do, but I want you to plan. I want you to have a support person, right? I want you to prepare emotionally. I want you to know your rights, right? In disclosing. And I want you to follow up, right? You can't just disclose to somebody that's close to you, that you hold dear to your heart, and then just leave them out there on the island by themselves. Follow up. But then in all of this, what I want you to do is take care of yourself. Self-care. That's what I want you to do. Disclosure can be a scary thing. Disclosure can be something that is stigmatizing and traumatizing. But what I want you to do is to take care of yourself, right? First, you be okay with the disclosure, and then you go about it in the way that you see fit. It's at your discretion. Disclosure is at your discretion. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings to you. Until next time, y'all be good. Y'all be great. Love you. All right? Indeed, indeed. Hold on, let me do this, and then we're gonna get out of here. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay, let's see. What do we have? It's 55 after. Okay. Let's see. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I feel like my time is up on this thing. I love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all so much for the comments. Thank y'all so much for the time of discussion. I will see you all on Tuesday. So every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, it's me. It's Titan Capri and Titan in the Morning. Y'all come see me and let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Until next time, y'all be good. Y'all be great. All right? Indeed. Indeed. Love y'all. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right, y'all. So I had wrote, did all this good stuff, and then I got here and I was like, yeah, that's not it. My spirit said to do something different, and I'm going to do something different. What I want to talk about real quick is that being worthy.
A lot of us are worthy because we think that's what worthy should be, right? But you're worthy to be loved. You're worthy to be yourself. You're worthy to be just who God made you. You are worthy. So tonight I want to do a little something that's worthy. If y'all would with me. A little audience participation. Can I get y'all? Yeah. All right. So I do this thing called a Titans Groove, right? Every Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Just a shameless plug, real quick. Y'all come check me out. But what I do is this, Titan Groove. And so what I want to encourage you to do tonight is to be worthy in your groove. Whatever your groove is, however you see it. If it's just a little sway, then let it be a sway. If it's a little funky, then let it be a little funky, however you want to do it, all right? Y'all gonna follow me, and then I'm gonna ask y'all to do something a little bit later in this, but it goes a little something like this, right? Titan groove. Sit da 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 da. Sit da 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 da. So da da do 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 da do do da do 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 da do do da do 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 do. Sit da da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 da. Sit da da do 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 da do 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 da do 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 da. Brum da do 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 da do do. Sit da da do do. Sit do 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 da. Yes, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Ah, I like that. All right, keep it going. I'm gonna ask something of y'all. Y'all gonna help me out? All right. It's gonna go like this. Y'all follow me. I am, I can be, I will be. 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 Y'all got it? I am, I can be, I will be. All right, keep going.
I am,
I
can be,
all right.
I will be.
I'm going to add something in. Keep going.
I am, I can be, I will be.
Worthy.
I am, I can be, I will be.
Worthy.
I am,
That's it.
I will be.
Worthy. Come on.
I can be, I will
I see you moving in your seat. Come on.
I can be, I will be.
Worthy.
I am,
I can be. I will be. Worthy. I am. I can be. I will be. Worthy. Ladies and gentlemen, you are worthy. You are worthy to be loved. You are worthy to be beautiful. You are worthy to be heartfelt. You are worthy to be hugged. You are worthy to be sitting right where you're sitting tonight, receiving all of this. I want to thank you all for being worthy and making me feel worthy tonight. Peace and blessings.